Pimsari about operating activity, you learn cash, AR, inventory, PP, whatsoever. This is what kind of asset that you use for operation. But now turn to my part. I'm talking about investing part and finance part. Let's go for investing part first. When we talk about investing part, it's like what? You got extra money, right? You got extra money from inventory, no more. You spend enough on inventory. Now you got excess cash, what you gonna do? Of course, you're gonna do for like, I want to get some returns more than just put my money in saving account. 0.49% not enough for me. I rather go for some kind of investment. After you got extra money to invest, this is what we call, this is what we learn for undergraduate in intermediate level, intermediate accounting 1. You got extra money, invest. You invest in what kind of security? You got 2 security to look at. First, we have debt securities. Second, you have equity securities. All right. For debt security, let's say one company issue bonds. All right, issue bond. They want to borrow money from the public. That's why they issue the bond to the public. You are potential investors. You're looking at the bond, you say, hey, this bond pay about 3% interest rate. Lasts for 5 years, the bond maturity is 5 years. So it's mean what, after you throw the money in today, you get your money back in the next 5 years. Across the year, you got interest income in return. That's what you did for you as an investor. Another choice is that, well, I think 3% is not enough, I need more. I need more, then you got another choice. Then you're not going to invest in debt security, you go for equity security. The company issue common stock, you want to invest in that. All right? So you got 2 kinds of investment. Investment in debt and investment in equity security. When you investment in debt security, I'm going to ask you, you want to buy now and sell it later? Or you want to buy it now and hold until it matures? It's up to your purpose. Some people go to the bond market and just say, I want to speculate the bond. And buy the bond and then sell later. Right? On the other hand, I'm not going to go with debt security, sorry. I go with equity security. When you go for equity security, again, the question is, what is your purpose? You want to buy low, sell high. Or you want to buy just to get dividend. It's different purpose. Or you want to buy just, well, after we monitor them for a while, we want to increase more ownership in that particular firm. All right, so that's why make sure you divide your head into 2 parts: debt part, equity part. Investment in debt, investment in security. And then in each type of investment, think about what is my purpose. Hold for short, hold for long, or want to hold forever. Alright? Depends on first what kind of security and depends on your own purpose. So that's why in debt and security, when you invest, accounting people classify as, well, you want to hold this investment until it matures. We call held to maturity security. If you want to speculate them, all right, if you want to speculate them, we call it trading security. But if you want to hold like, well, we don't have exactly what purpose, we just say, hey, I'm rich enough, I want to throw my money in. I just want to get dividend, for example. So we just say, it's available for sale security. In this condition, all those security, make sure it's on the liquid market. Right? Otherwise, it's not liquid to say, like, I want to sell now, but nobody take away. If you invest in non-liquid security, we're going to say investment, we're going to call that as a general investment. All right? So now it's like you break it down security into debt and security. If debt and security here are listed, or area liquid, more liquidities. That's why you classify it there. If it's not liquid, we call it as a general investment. And of course, if it's liquid, you think it's going to be current or non-current asset? Current, because it's going to be easy to turn into my money. But if it's quite hard to sell, or I want to hold quite long time, it's going to be non-current. All right, so for the first part, when you break it down, we got debt, we got security, we want to hold, like, if we want to hold until it mature, this held to maturity security, you think is applied for common stock? No, common stock, no maturity. So for held to maturities, no way for common stock or for equity security. So the first one, held to maturity, apply to only debt security. But for trading and available for sale, apply for both kind of security. If you invest in debt security, just say you invest in bond, but you want to sell it later, when the price go up, well, it's trading. But you just hold it to get interest income from the bond. It's just available for sales, chill, just chill like that. But you intend to invest until it mature, it's going to be held to maturity. So for debt security can be 3 categories. Got it? But for equity security, cut it off, held to maturity, no way. We're not going to be that. All right? But we're going to have only trading or available for sale. We call AFS. All right? This is how we treat investment for now. But what if my purpose of investment is, well, I want to have significant influence in that company. What that's supposed to mean? Let's say the company have 10 shares. Oh, not 10 shares, sorry. 100 shares. I buy at the first place for 10 shares. So I buy only 10%, right? I'm going to ask myself, well, I want to speculate that, or I just want to hold it for available for sales. You say, I want to speculate that. It means I want to buy low and sell high later with a high price. 2 months later, I think, well, this company quite good performance. I want to invest more. I buy another 30 shares from 100 shares. That's what they got. So now how many shares I have now? 40. It means 40%. Let's say on the annual meeting, I show up and the company got some issues to ask for the vote from shareholder. I raise my hand like this. I agree this is what they should do. So it means I cover about 40%, majority, almost majority, right? So it means I have significant influence on that firm, right? So in this case, you're not gonna have all these 3 investment security. You have what we call investment in associate company. The degree step up. Okay, you have significant influence in that particular firm. All right, I say only significant influence. So when the firm wants to do something, it's like you can influence them. But another 2 months later, I invest more for about 20 shares. So now how many shares I got? 60 shares. So when we got 60 shares, what's happened? Let me write timeline like this to avoid confusions. Okay, first I got 10 shares from out of 100, so it means 10%. I buy another 30 shares, 20 shares, now it comes to 20, 30, I got 30%. In this case, you got 10%, I'm gonna ask you, it's gonna be trading or available for sales, security. This is what I'm going to ask you. Let's say on January, couple months later in April, I buy another 20, 10, plus 20. Now I got 30%. Your relationship between you as an investor and the investee now turn to be investment in associate company. Well, 30% carry, 30 share, right? Let's say on October, I buy another 40, so now turn to be 70, which is count for 70%, because total is 100 share across the year. When you got 70% now here, what happened? You got power to control. This means what? When you cast your vote, you win. You can control the company. Relationship now turn to be investment in subsidiary. So it means what? When you increase your ownership, your relationship change across town. Alright, your relationship change across town. When your relationship change across town, it's come to your accounting report method. Alright? The accounting people gonna say, well, if you hold just a little more like this, well, I should report at cost I buy 10, well, just report cost at 10. Like that. So if we stick with this diagram like this, I'm gonna start with this one. First, let's say, when I buy at the first place, I buy at 10. Let's say $10, I bought it. And I didn't change my ownership scale. Alright? I still hold it for 10 shares until December 31st. At the year end, what happened is the price of the stock changed from 10 to 15. How much should I report on the financial statement? 10 or 15? What do you think? Why should report 15? Why? It's got to be why if you say it should report 15. Present the real value in the market. What if I say no? My cost is only 10, I should report 10 because this is the way I spend money. Right? I pay only 10. I should report at 10. Just like when you make the sales, you have sales to your AR. You debit AR, credit sales at 10. At the end of the period, AR should be reported at 10. But what's going on with my investment? Why I have to report at 15? Just like we say, you should report the real investment. What is the value now? If you not report the real value now, or fair value at the moment now, what happened to my statement financial position? It's lower state. Understate, sorry. It's lower than what they should say. It means what? My financial statement is out of date. That's why you got to mark to market from 10 to 15. You gain or you lost in this case? Gain. From how much? 5. Right? You gain for 5. Well, if you gain for 5, what that's supposed to mean? Asset should blow up from 10 to 15. Think about accounting equation. A go up, 5. What happened to the other side? L or E? Equity, right? Because it's not from liabilities. It should be equity. But well, you hold this stock for trading. It should recognize as a gain. It should record as a gain. And the gain it should report in income statement. And of course, when you report in the income statement, what happened to net income? Go up or go down? Go up by 5. When net income go up by 5, what happened to retained earning? Retaining go up by 5. Retaining go up by 5, what happened to equity? Go up by 5. Accounting equation, when you learn this, it's going to be like this domino effect. Bump up asset, revenue bump up, net income bump up. When net income go up, retained earning go up, finally equity go up. So accounting equation balance. Well, what if I'm not going to say I do for trading? I hold it just for available for sales. Just chill. Do we need to mark to market? Because I don't speculate. Do we need to present my investment on the statement position to be 10 or to be 15? What do you think? Should be 10 or 15? 10 at cost, right? If you report 10 at cost, when you look at my financial statement, you say, oh, old stuff. Asset not updated. It's not fair. You are financial statement user, you ask me to mark to market as well. And of course, accounting standard allow you to do so. All right? So we need to mark up from 10 to 15. Mark up for 5. Asset go up for 5. What happened to L or E? E go up at 5 too. We charge straight to equity, or should we go to income statement first and go to equity? What do you think? People learn accounting and say, oh, OCI, OCI. Think about the rationale behind. We don't treat investment as operating stuff. Should we report as a part of operating? No. Right? So it's not fair to put in the income statement, isn't it? It's not fair. Otherwise, people misleading. Well, what should we do? We got to put equity go up. Otherwise, accounting equation not balance, isn't it? So we have other comprehensive income part to help you out. That's why the income statement got two parts. Revenue subtract by expense, you got net income, this is PL, I would say PL part. And you got OCI part underneath as well. Okay? So by doing this, $5, you go up to the asset and go to OCI. And OCI here go to equity as well. Clear? So both of them, trading and available for sale, mark to market, but go in different places. For trading, go to PL, profit and loss, or income statement part. But for available for sale, go to OCI, other comprehensive income. But at the end, they go to equity, but they go in different form. They go in the form of retained earnings or in the form of other components of shareholder equity. If it goes to net income, they will affect retained earnings straight away because they count as operating performance. But if they go to OCI, they're not going to go directly to retained earnings, but they go to other components of shareholder equity. All right? So that's why on the right hand side, on the left hand, left for you. When you go small attention, we have mark to market. No question after that. Now you move proportion of ownership to in the middle. You have associate company. Associate companies mean what? You got significant influence of that particular company. You got a share of the profit. You got a share of the profit of that particular company. What that's supposed to mean? If the company got profit, let's say 50 baht, and I hold them for 30%, how much profit should I get from them?
15.
30 multiplied by 50, 15. We should get that. But do we get it for real? No. Right? No. But we just like, the accounting people, hey, we need to report something to the public. To like investment, they keep moving. Because on the left hand side, investment moving by the market value. On the middle, when you have associate, investment should move as well. But they're not going to move by market value. They should move by the profit sharing. That's why when we have associate company, you're going to see the term equity method and cost method. All right, you're gonna see in the bullet that I show you, we have cost method and equity method. What that's supposed to mean? Let me write it down like this to help you out. When we have cost method, all right, let's say we have cost and we have equity method. The cost method is what? Your investment should remain at cost that you buy. Equity method, investment keep changing by the equity of investee. You are investor. So the person you invest to, we call investee. So you're gonna have, so it means what? The balance of your investment account gonna keep changing. All right, gonna keep changing. All right, that's the big concept of these two accounting terminologies. Investment remain at cost if we follow cost method. They're not gonna change. But for equity method, investment keep changing. When they say change, I say by the deltas here. Keep changing by equity of the investee. I'll show you in the number in a couple minutes, but I want you to get the concept first. Okay, let's see. When we talk about equity, get to this concept first. Asset equal to liability plus equity. Remember that, right? When you buy equity, what that's supposed to mean? You got an asset, subtract by liabilities. This accounting equations. So when you buy equity, it means you buy both asset and liabilities, right? Come together. Okay? So now let's go with this example. Let's say the company that I bought now, they got structure like this. Asset equal to liabilities plus equity. I'm going to take only this part, show you. We have common stock, let's say 60, and retained earning at 40. So we have 100, right? If I have cash, I'm an investor. I'm the company. I'm an investor. I want to invest in this company for 30%. How much investment that I should make? I want to buy this 30% of this. We should buy 30. Investment should be reported at 30 to reflect your ownership in equity, right? This is year 1. In year 2, this company got profit. All right, this company got profit. When the company got profit, let's say the company got profit for 200. At the end of year 2, how much is it for the company equity? How much? 100 at the beginning. Net income, 200. So total equity now turned to be 300. Break it down. Common stock didn't change, but retained earnings changed from 40 plus 200 turned to be 240. You guys follow me? Okay. So it's going to be 300. Is that correct? Now, let's see. My investment report at cost at what? 30. If I report only 30, but now the company that I invest, the equity change from 100 to 300. This 30 represent 30% of this. Yes or no? No. How could I represent my investment party here? I need to bump it up from 30 into 90. Is that correct? 90 here represent 30% of 300. So, by the logical thinking like this, what happened? Investment should go up or should go down? Go up. Well, I'm as investor. Investment should go up by plus 60, right? What does 60 stand for? 30% of 200, isn't it? Right? Well, what should we do? Asset go up from 30 to 90 plus 60. Coming from L or E? E plus 60. What is this stand for? Retained earning? No. It's the share of the profit, isn't it? It's the share of the profit, which is our revenue. We call profit sharing of associate company. You guys got it? Right? So, asset go up, equity blow up. That's good. Everybody clear? Good. Let's say in debit and credit term then. I'm going to start with day one. I'm an investor. When I start invest, I debit investment in associate company. 30. Credit cash, 30. For people who don't graduate accounting, it's on you again, debit and credit. Is this plus and minus? What that's supposed to mean? Asset go up, debit or credit? Because I told you, debit. Asset go down, credit. Liability go up, credit. Liability go down, debit. Just like that. So in this case, my asset is supposed to go up because I throw cash away, but I got asset back in terms of investment. Asset go down, cash go down. What you got in return, you got investment coming in. Just like you buy a table. If you buy a table, you credit cash, what you get back? Equipment. That's why you debit equipment, credit cash. Now, same thing. You treat investment just, well, one kind of the asset. 1 year later, I need to make investment to be 90. What should I do? December 31st of year 2. What should I do to make investment go up? Debit or credit?
Debit.
Debit. Investment in associate for 60. Now, debit and debit, right? Plus together go to 90, just what you like to be. What about credit then? Is this liability?
No.
Is this equity?
Yes.
Is this expense? Is this revenue? Because we got 5 type of account, remember? Asset, liability, equity, revenue, expense.
Revenue.
Asset, liability, equity, revenue, expense. What do you think?
Revenue.
It's the revenue. It's not equity because the owner equity didn't go up or anything for our company. But this is what is the profit sharing of associate. So that's why we're gonna call that what income from associate for 60. This is the revenue. By doing like this, what happened? Asset go up,
Equity.
revenue go up, net income go up, equity go up. We are retaining it. It kept the equation balance. You guys okay? By debit credit system. I try to explain with plus and minus first. but now move to accounting mechanism. One thing that you cannot say no to accounting is what? Even though in the futures you're going to be the management, CEO whatsoever, but you need to understand this mechanism. Otherwise you cannot talk to accounting people. Accounting people like an accounting machine. They talk in this way. Sometimes it's hard to change them. You got to understand why, what's going on like that. Okay? Let's play with year 2. Year 3, sorry. Okay, in year 3, from these pictures, the company got net income for 500 in year 3. I use the same example. And this year, the company declare dividend or pay dividend. Alright, they pay dividend for 100. So what happened to my equity partner? Common stock retained earnings still 60, right? 240 retaining at the beginning plus net income for the year subtract by dividend what you got and return retained earning at the end. How much you got? 240, 740, 640. You got this in return. Investment should be 30% of 700. Should be what? 210. Is that correct? Right? How this thing change? First, profit sharing. 30% of this, which is what? 150 plus. Is that right? This is profit sharing. What next? They pay dividend. When they pay dividend, investee pay dividend. Retained earnings go up or go down? Go down. Alright? I got a share in there too, right? So I need to take care of this for about 30% of this, which is what? Minus 20. So investment 90 plus 150 subtract 30. Finally you got 210. Clear? Now let's change plus and minus into debit credit mechanism. Okay, I'll stop right here first to make sure you guys follow me.
Do we have to record the dividend?
Yes, I'll show you.
Okay.
Ready for recording? All right. First, what should we do? Debit investment in associate company for 150. Credit profit sharing income from associate for 150. No question asked, just like we replicated last year, isn't it? Now we need to think about this guy. Minus 30 here. We get cash or not?
Yeah.
Yes. Right? We get cash. Because they pay dividend to us. Basically, we record since when they declare dividend. When they declare dividend, when the company which is investee declare dividend, we have a right to claim on that dividend. Alright? So we need to debit dividend receivable. Just like we have account receivable, but rather we go for dividend receivable. And once we get dividend receivable, we get cash, we debit cash and credit dividend receivable, just like you get money from AR. Everybody okay? Alright. Let's make it short. They declare and pay on the same day. Okay? They declare and pay same day. What you got? Debit cash for how much? 30. What should we do? Should we credit dividend income as a revenue? That's what we should, right? It's our income. But by equity method, we say, no, you cannot record dividend income. Because
We already record.
once the investee pay dividend to you, what happened to their equity part? Go up or go down? Go down. When equity of that company go down, your investment should reflect what's going on too. So your investment should go down. We have to credit investment in associated company. So by this effect, 90 plus 150 subtract by 30, finally you got to 10. That's the way it is for equity method. Very easy. If you understand the concept. Investment keep changing, right? Investment keep changing by equity of the investing. On the other hand, if we follow cost method, I'm gonna use the same scenario here. If we follow cost method, first, okay, let's start with cost method. Debit investment for 30, credit cash.
30.
This is what happened in year
One.
1, right? This is what happened in year 1. In year 2, they got profit. Should we record this? No. Investment didn't change. Do we have dividend income?
No.
No. So in year 2, we do nothing. What about in year 3?
But dividend income.
In year 3, they declare dividend and pay to us. So we debit cash for
30.
30 and credit to
Dividend income.
dividend
Revenue.
income for 30. We can record revenue straight away by cost method. Very straightforward. If you compare for two methods, cost method and equity method, you will see the difference. First, for cost method, do investment change? No. Remain the same. That's why we stick with the cost we invest. Second, what is revenue? Dividend. That's for cost method. Turn into equity method. Investment changing by equity of investing. And what is their revenue? The income or profit sharing. The dividend that you get from the investee reduce the balance of investment because the equity of an investee drop. Your investment should reflect the drop. Clear? That's the concept of cost versus equity. One more thing. Income from associate here. Do we get cash from this kind of revenue? No. But you will get in from dividend. That's why if you look at statement of cash flow, this revenue need to be adjusted out of the net income because this is income, but did you get cash? No. That's why you need to identify what is the implications of the financial statement analysis. Okay? That's happened when you got a big thing like this. For this one, I'm gonna tell you on Thursday when we got control what's gonna happen.
ที่แดง
Now we're taking care of this part already for cost versus equity.
อืม
What about this part? Alright, let's try this part then. Time flies, we almost there. I can't believe I teach quite slow. Okay, let's try for 10. Let's say on January the 1st, you debit investment, right? For 10, credit cash. I'm gonna ask you, is this trading or AFS? Choose what you like to do. Alright? On December 31st, let's say the market value turned to be 15. Mark up or mark down?
มาอัพ
Mark up. Investment go up, debit or credit?
เดบิต
Debit investment for 5. It's up to you to trading or AFS. And what about credit then? What should we do?
if it's trading for
It's a gain, right? It's a gain. But gain gonna go to profit and loss or gonna go to OCI, isn't it? Up to you, right? So we can say it's an unrealized gain. Gain that cannot realize. What that's supposed to mean, unrealized, you cannot recognize as a gain. Why? Because you didn't sell it for real. That's why we call unrecognized gain. Well, some people say, Ajahn, if we do debit like this, I don't see the effect for sure. So, rather than using this investment straightforward, I do by debit to fair value adjustment account and credit to unrealized gain. In some company, open the new account to taking care of fair value adjustment. No matter what, they use investment directly or fair value adjustment in the statement of financial position reflect the same. Just like you set up accumulated depreciation for fixed asset, isn't it? You set up accumulated depreciation for taking care of depreciation rather than go directly to the asset. But after you adjust, you got the same book value. Alright? So it's quite straightforward for the logic of trading on available for sale. What if the market go down to 8? What happened? You're going to have unrealized loss, debit unrealized loss, and credit to fair value adjustment or investment. Mark it down just like that and record the loss. Okay? Hopefully it's not that hard. Now, if you on your own, let's go to the handout. Here. Handout. I got some exercise at the back for you. Page 3. should take not that long, for about 15 minutes.
พร้อม HS How do you share YouTube Fast Certificate Creation Security โอ้มีผมว่าต้อง10,000อันนี้แบบเดบิต10,000 ordinary share แล้วก็ expense อันนี้นะใช่ expense broker commission เดบิตก็อันนี้ 10,000 เพราะว่า20 per share 10,000 investment investment